Two events simultaneously unfolded together, and you're gonna want to know what they are. If you're an American, a Canadian, a UKian, an expat, whoever you are as a traveler or even a non-traveler, this right now matters because something weird just happened with Air Force One. You know, the presidential huge aircraft that protects and maneuvers the president, President Donald Trump, to places in America or the world. Well, he was on the way to Switzerland to have the G7 forum where the European leaders and President Donald Trump are going to speak about whatever they're going to speak about in the midst of chaos. But it had to turn back to the States due to an electrical issue. So we're going to discuss what that means and this alarming statement that President Putin said about America and what could happen in the next 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah, you gotta ask yourself, like, is this something bigger? You know, we definitely know what the state of the world is in right now. Is it a technical or electrical issue, or is it, something
Other
different?
players.
Yeah, other players that's doing something. That's what you really got to pay attention to, because things like this doesn't happen, like especially like with Air Force One. That's the president of the United States. Like, I believe we were just seeing that it's the lighting or something was off in the press what was it, the press cabin. So like the reporters and stuff like that, their cabin, the lights was flickering, so they had to turn back around. So of course they always hide stuff, so you just gotta read between the lines and understand the times that we are in. So leave your comments below, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and yeah, it's getting crazy out here, y'all. It's really
That's
crazy.
very strange that would happen, this electrical issue, because here's the issue with planes. Sometimes I like to watch these different plane simulations. My father was a pilot before getting into corporate marketing communications. And so I like to watch some of these different simulations. And the issue with electrical difficulties is that it can cause a fire at the bottom of the plane that starts out very small, but eventually leads to the plane basically exploding or crashing, things of that nature. You do not want your plane to catch fire. And so I'm like, wow, that's very dangerous. Like, imagine you're on a plane, like, just empathize with President Donald Trump right now. Imagine you're on a plane and they tell you there's electrical difficulties, and you know, as a president, that potentially means a fire could start on the plane. You would be looking like, okay, everybody's getting fired. I don't know what just happened, but this is very strange. Let us know what you think down below. But as this is happening, President Vladimir Putin said that America will pay because there's too much going on. They're already targeting Iran. They're targeting Greenland. They're not getting along with Europe. They're doing everything they can to not get along with the entire world, and they don't particularly like what happened with Venezuela. And so he came out in a press statement via the Russian media. You can look it up on your own, do your due diligence. But he said, if this escalates any further, America is going to pay the price. Now, what does pay the price mean? What is that price going to be? Is it going to be troops on the ground in America? Is it going to be an invasion? Is it going to be something more economic? Is it going to be targeting Americans in Russia? Like, what exactly does that mean? Leave a comment down below if you know what that means, or if you want to theorize with us on what that could possibly mean for American citizens that are in America. This is exactly why you do not want to be in America as these world escalations are happening, because guess what? America itself is target practice, not to mention that the National Guard, the military, has been called into Minneapolis. You know, they say the military is just in Alaska waiting for the button to be pressed to go into Minneapolis and to basically lay the law down.
Yeah, it's a lot like what you were just saying. It kind of reminds me of the movie Salt, where they already had agents inside the presidency cabin, and just pretty much inside the state. So what's happening with ICE and stuff, you definitely hear a lot of bad stories, but also you hear a lot of people, or I'll say the right people get arrested, because there is a lot of immigrants that do come over and has done things in their past, and the background check didn't check out as it should. You get what I'm saying? So I hear a lot of stories where it's like, okay, ICE did arrest this person, and this person was doing certain things, or they found like explosives and C4s in certain houses. So that is in America. So that makes me think like, wow, okay, what happened in the last administration? They was just letting everybody in, no matter what. So a lot of people came in, and it kind of reminds me of the movie Salt, where you just don't know who is who. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. But with this happening, that kind of makes me think like, is somebody that is close to Donald Trump doing something on purpose? Like you just never know. Is it that
time?
Yeah, is
wow.
it that time? You just never know.
Is it that time already where this could be happening? I know if I was him, that's what I would be thinking. That's probably already what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Remember, they tried to assassinate him. Many people said it wasn't real. I believe it was. I believe what's happening with Air Force One is real. I think everything is not a conspiracy. Some things just are what they are, especially with what we're seeing right now. Like, he was literally on his way to Switzerland, which is supposed to be neutral territory. Okay? And they're just lucky or graced enough that they caught that before it escalated, because Switzerland is quite a long flight from America. Imagine the headlines. Oh, Air Force One catches fire over the Arctic Circle. Like, that would have escalated America into utter chaos. And could it be that it's like a issue of reaping and sowing, because they did that to Venezuela? So everybody's just watching at this rate. You and us on this channel, Journey with Us, we are sitting just watching to see what happens next, to see how prophecy unfolds, because there is a verse in the scriptures where the Most High basically yells and tells the nations, prepare for war. He tells the children of Israel to tell and broadcast to the nations, now is the time of war and destruction that is going to come upon the nations for the wickedness that they have done to the oppressed of the earth, namely Africa, dividing up his territory, casting lots for his people, selling them across the world into all different territories, to Iran, to India, to Australia, to all of these different nations, obviously to America, South America, and beyond. And so it's that time where it's time to say, prepare for war. That's what's happening here. European nation rising against European nation, because America is an extension of Europe, don't get it twisted. But this is what escalation looks like before war fully starts to happen. Most people imagine it as tanks, sirens, or a sudden conflict. But in reality, it looks a lot different. Diplomatic recalls and reduced presence. Remember, just a month ago, President Donald Trump recalled 30 ambassadors across the entire globe, 26 of them in Africa, a few of them also in the Middle East and West Asia. Military repositioning as strategic locations, transit countries reclassified as higher risk, namely Mexico, Panama, Colombia, Brazil, have all been flagged. Pay attention to the places that have not been flagged. If you are not a member on this channel yet, you may want to become a member, because we actually documented our journey from Tanzania to Mauritius and beyond. And so you may want to subscribe to members only if you're new to this channel, and if you want to actually know what it functionally looks like for an expat family. We're a rather large family and expanding to travel in these times. Subscribe to members only. But it also looks like increased travel friction and screening, heightened sensitivity to infrastructure reliability. And these are not just signs of chaos. They are signs of war and systems tightening. This is why you want to be in neutral territory. This is why you want to look at the enrollment guide for the mature adult intensive, because it's actually a great 7 to 10 page guide that teaches you and shows you your probability of your risk factors going off to understand. Should I go to a South Africa? You know, we had a client recently that was like, I decided to leave South Africa for a different, more neutral territory towards the Mascarene Islands. You know, people are saying, you know, I'm leaving Ghana, maybe I'll do a Kenya instead. I'm leaving this direction, I think I should instead come south. I'm leaving Egypt, I'm leaving Greece, I'm considering leaving Thailand to come to this particular region in the global south because it will not be impacted as much.
Yes, guys, prepare now, because you just really, the main thing, you have to focus on your next step. Because we know everything that's happening is just so crazy. If it's not one thing, it's going to be another. So if you really get caught up into everything too much, you're going to be distracted. So just make sure you get the information that you need and focus on your next step. What is going to be very important to you in the next month, in the next year, in the next 5-10 years. You get what I'm saying? Because everything is just going to escalate from here. Like, this is a big thing. I know that it's probably going to be like a investigation with the Air Force One, little technical electrical problem.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you never know what's going to come out. We say it all the time, day by day, week by week. It's just getting crazier and crazier. So your main focus should be your next step, and then continue to keep your head high, continue to, focus on the word of the Most High, continue to do what you have to do to get to the next level. Because, man, stuff, this is just going to be chaos. It's chaos everywhere, and it's just going to escalate. This is not the worst. This is just the beginning. So focus. It's time to focus. It's time to prepare now.
That's so good, because something that you said triggered something in my thoughts. And now I'm like, wow, if they do the investigation, which of course they would, into Air Force One, it's like the most important military, it is a military grade craft in the United States, just to be specific, just to let you know. And so if they do that investigation and they find out the Russians, the Swiss, the UKians, the French, the Germans, or somebody had some type of thing
somebody
to do with this, then it's going to result in President Trump going to the extra next level to either take over Greenland, strike somebody, or to do a multitude of things to these nations, which he is already fighting with. There's already the 800 million in federal Greenland bonds that they dumped that were actually American bonds to crash the American economy. Yesterday, the stock market plunged. Gold shot up, silver shot up, copper shot up. Now, there's another pending one. So we're going to see today if the European Union decides to do the 108 billion. Listen to the difference. Greenland did the 100 million. The EU collectively is deciding to do the 108 billion to crash. No, it's the EU together to crash the American economy. But they understand already. I've been watching their threads, listening to their threads, reading them. They said, we know the European economy will crash if this happens, but we're willing to take that risk because we cannot allow America to do what they are doing. And even President Macron of France has been outwardly coming out and saying that he now has an issue with President Donald Trump, and he is willing to now stand up and to be that top European Union leader while Trump decides what his next move is. So while all this is happening, your next move needs to be practical. It's not just about what am I doing next, but it's about finance, infrastructure, geopolitics, and matching your prayers with actual practicality to understand what nations are going to be food secure, what regions are going to be food secure, what financial systems can I use while I'm abroad. These are things we discuss both in the Mature Adult Intensive and the State of the Diaspora. Check the links in the description for either one of those. Because at this rate, World War III is already here. It's just a matter of what you're doing to prepare your legacy and your family.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I did want to say, like, Donald Trump, he does not have any problem with firing people. So I know when you were talking about the electrical problem and the investigation, he has no problem with firing people.
That's serious.
So this is going to be interesting. You know, we're going to keep up with this information for you guys, because I believe this is bigger than that. Or you have to listen. You know, just the last video I said this. You have to listen to what they do not say.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. Like, you just got to read between the lines. So they're saying a lot each day, every day. But what are they not saying?
Yeah.
And I hope that makes sense to the people that is listening.
Yeah. Buy your gold, buy your silver, do it now. Don't keep delaying, because the price is gonna keep shooting
going
up.
Yeah.
Prepare, set up your advisory team so that you can exit the US, because if you are one of those last minute people, it will take a team to strategize with you. You know, we were talking about in the last video how in our business we hired another copywriter, we hire operations support. You should look at your exodus plan the same way. It takes a team of advisors to understand, to collaborate and put those ideas together so you can maneuver through these times, because one person does not know it all. But where there is a multitude of counselors, plans succeed.
Yes.
Let that be your portion. Prepare and read the scriptures where it says, like, look it up on Google. There's a scripture, I believe it's Joel 3, where the children of Israel are told to tell the nations, prepare for war. That is the word that the Most High has for the entire earth. Prepare for war, for a particular reason that I'll let you find out and read on your own.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the information. Make sure you like the video, leave your comments below, and we will talk to you next one. Shalom.
Shalom.